Alright, okay.
Students, in this video we are going to see Wobble hypothesis. Wobble hypothesis was put forth by Francis Crick, who discovered the DNA. So let us see the background of this Wobble hypothesis, why this hypothesis has framed. Let us see now. Now in the earlier video, genetic code, where we have seen in the genetic code table, there are 61 codons are there that code for 20 amino acids. Now the number of tRNAs that recognize, what is that one, that recognize these amino acids are less than 40 in number. This is the basis of this Wobble hypothesis, and they call this one as wobbling. They call this one as wobbling. What is wobbling? Wobbling means an unsteady, shaky kind of thing is said to be wobbling. Now let us see what this hypothesis tells us about. Now the phenomenon in which a single tRNA can recognize more than one codon. So one tRNA, if there is one tRNA, it recognizes a number of n number of, what is that one, codons. It recognizes n number of codons. That is what it is called Wobble hypothesis. Now he is trying to explain why this Wobble hypothesis is happening. It is telling that it is the fact that the third base in the codon often fails to recognize specific complementary base in the anticodon, that is 5' base. And let us explain this, whatever he explained this one, in terms of with the help of a diagram. tRNA molecules. Now, one tRNA molecule, we used the term normal pairing, whereas another one we are talking about Wobble pairing. Let us see what this one is like. Now, see the green colored portion you are looking at is a tRNA molecule. How it looks like? This structure is called as clover leaf structure. Clover leaf structure is the structure that is given for tRNA molecule. It resembles that clover leaf structure. That is what its structure is, clover leaf. At the 3' end of the tRNA molecule, it binds with an amino acid. That is what this tRNA is called as amino acyl tRNA. And now you see this another one. So at the bottom, it has 3 nucleotides, GAG. Have you see this one? These are called what? These are called what? Anticodon, and these are called anticodon. Now you come to the bottom. What is there? mRNA is here. This is tRNA and this is what? mRNA. mRNA runs from 5' to 3' whereas tRNA runs, see, this is 3' and this is 5'. So the binding between mRNA and tRNA are anti-parallel. The mRNA runs in the direction 5' to 3' and tRNA runs 3' to 5'. Now you observe here. Now we are going to give the numbering of the codons. So now you see this one, CUC in what is this one, in the mRNA from 5'. Now I am giving C is first nucleotide of this codon and U is second nucleotide of this codon and C is third nucleotide of this codon. So we have given numbering based on where it starts, whether it is starting from 5 or 3. So we started 5, we started the numbering 1, 2, 3 likewise. And here in tRNA, the one that is comes in the 5-5 prime G is given. I am giving the number 1 here, and A I am giving number 2, and the another one I am giving number 3. So 1, 2, 3 I have given mRNA, and 3, 2, 1 numbering I have given for the tRNA. Now let us see what is happening here. Now in normal pairing, the pairing is divided into two types. One is normal pairing, another one is Weibull pairing. So in normal pairing, what is happening, if in mRNA C is there, and in tRNA there should be G, and if U is there, U is nothing but like T. U always pairs with A, isn't it, in tRNA anticodon? And if C is there, that binds with G. If that's common, C, A, T, G, C. Like GC is common, AT. Instead of AT, we have here A, U binding it there. This is normal kind of thing. But in Weibull pairing, let us see what is happening. The first base of the mRNA is binding with the third base. This is also common, where C is here and G is here. That is normal binding. And in the second base, when you observe the second base, so in second base here U is here and A is here. This is also common. This is the second one. And the third one, when you see this one, this is very important. The third one is here is U. What should be there on tRNA? It should be, if it is U here, it should be A, but it is there what? G is there. Now if G is there, it could bind with the U. That means the binding of the first nucleotide in the anticodon or the third nucleotide of the codon, the base pairing is wobbling. Wobbling means a shaky one, unsteady one. This is unusual kind of thing. This is binding is not normal. This is somewhat different, unusual binding. This phenomena is called as Weibull hypothesis. Now, this Weibull hypothesis I will explain you in a table manner. Here we will go and see that table. So here you are looking at the anticodon. Where anticodon is present? Anticodon is present in the tRNA. And codon, where codon is present? Codons are present in the mRNA. We already know that one. The first base of the anticodon, if is A, and codon, it could recognize both A and G of the third base. A and G, either you could recognize either A or U. Both can be recognized by U. And if it is C, it only recognize G. If it is A, it only recognize U. If it is G, it could recognize both. It could recognize both U and C. That is important. Here also we have seen, here also we are looking. Now, another very important thing. The another thing is that tRNA molecules also used to have some unusual bases. One such base is called I. I means what? Inosine. Inosine resembles, just it resembles G, guanosine. So it could recognize the codon, that is the third base of the codon, if it is either U, E or A, whatever it may be, it recognizes all three of them. So this is what is called Weibull pairing. That means, so it is giving options. So U can recognize either A or G. G can recognize U or C. I can recognize U, C, A. This is called Weibull pairing. Now let us go back and see what he is talking about. And now in Weibull hypothesis we have already seen, and let us just recollect whatever we have seen so far. And this Weibull hypothesis is put forth by the one. Who is that one? The one, he is Crick, the discoverer of DNA. What this Hubble hypothesis is telling about? It is telling about a single tRNA can recognize more than one codon. That is why if there are 61 codons for 20 amino acids, and the number of tRNAs that carry these amino acids are very less. Though there are 61 codons, there are how many tRNAs that recognize? Very less, that is 40. Why the number of tRNAs are very less? That is explained by our Hubble hypothesis. What this hypothesis is telling? A single tRNA can recognize more than one codon. Why? It is now explaining why this is happening. Why this is happening? The third base in the codon often fails to recognize complementary base in the anticodon. That is in which base? 5' base. That is called Hubble hypothesis. The reason behind Hubble hypothesis. That is why the 61 codons are simply recognizable only by the 40 tRNAs. Another important thing is that this Hubble hypothesis also explains what is that one? Degeneracy of the genetic code. While we are explaining about the genetic code, while we degeneracy of the genetic code. What is that one? The degeneracy of the genetic code explains that a single amino acid can have many number of codons. This concept was proved with the Hubble hypothesis now. Hope you understand this video, and stay home, be safe. Thank you.